Hello everyone, welcome to Good Journeys Tarot. This is either strike three and you're out, or third time is the charm. Doing this video of Curious Travels tarot deck. My IG video disappeared, and the live I did yesterday for some reason was extremely blurry. And also, my internet stopped in the middle of it, and it continued to record for about 15 minutes after it was done. So, let's give it another try. This is a beautiful deck. It is by Arozear. I'm not sure how she says that. I believe her name is Amelia. You're going to see here a cloth that came with it, which was a bonus item that was unlocked during the Kickstarter campaign. It has the 4 suits represented. You'll see the sword, the pentacle, and then on the other side is your wand and your cup. I love the colors in this. I think they work really great. Very relaxing and calming, and they allow the cards to stand out. So, also a bonus item we got was this pen, which is the tower. Obviously, so far I've been having a little bit of a tower experience with this deck, or at least a video for it. The box is hard to open. She put the sun and the moon on the ends, and then her name on one side and the deck's name on the other. On the inside, which you're not going to be able to see because I can't get the box open, are going to be the suit symbols on the 4 sides of the box. I'm keeping it currently in this Kelly bag from Kelly Bear that I purchased specifically for this deck. So let me just take it out of here and we'll do a flip through. So the cards are going to be in order, starting with the Pentacles and going through to the Fool, simply because I've gone through this deck a number of times now, and I stacked them this way the last time I went through it. So here we have our King of Pentacles. You'll see here where the gold accents are on the cards. In the Pentacles, it's primarily the Pentacles which are done this way. In other cards, there are other items. All of the Queens seem to be holding something. Isn't she stunning? This is one of my favorite traditional style Knight of Pentacles. I just love her. She is so adorable. We're going to see the elephants a couple of times in the deck. They represent families and compassion and that kind of thing. One of my favorite cards in the tarot. Many of them are in similar fashion to the Waite Smith, while some diverge, and we'll talk a little bit about the ones that diverge. Little farmer growing his flowers. I thought this was an interesting take. At first, I'm looking at it thinking they're keeping away something from the people, but the people are celebrating, so obviously this has to be a gift. It's a beautiful 5 of Pentacles without depicting a church or other religious organization in the background. You'll see here where we've started putting gold accents in other places, that here is the sun. Our killer whales, I had to Google, they hunt in pods, so they work together to do their hunting, which is why they were chosen for the 3 of Pentacles. This deck did not come with a guidebook, so the cards that are not an image that you're used to, you have to kind of do some research or give some thought to those cards, which is fine. We're supposed to use our intuition as much as our knowledge. This Queen's holding butterflies. Looks like I've gotten off track here a little bit. There is our ace. And now we're into the swords. Here is our king. The queen we just saw. Here is our knight. Oops. They stuck together. Page, just gorgeous. I loved immediately the watercolor effect of this deck, and the fact that the solid gold has been added on top of it just makes it pop. This card with the fox for the 7, that idea of craftiness or slyness, is really cool. It's a different take than we normally would see. It's interesting that some cards are almost exactly like the Waite-Smith imagery, and some cards were completely altered. So this is a card that I'm still working with. I'm trying to decide why the cow. The cow does look like it might be blind. So I don't know if maybe the cow is the one trying to make a decision here without sight, or if we're supposed to be deciding whether to put down the cow because it's blind. I'm not 100% sure. It's an interesting card that I'll have to think about. Look how striking that is, especially now that you can see it clearly. The king and queen here are fish. The knight, I'm not sure. It looks like there's a whole bunch of little fish. I guess they're attracted to him. This image kind of reminds me of her queens. But obviously this is the knight. Here's our page. Gorgeous 10. This 9 is interesting in that the cups are spilling out the water. Traditionally we would see those cups upright. Perhaps it's a waterfall, or a veil hiding the precious woman in her traditional wish card. I like how she turns the moon this way in her cards. It kind of makes them more noticeable to me, because traditionally I'll see it facing on one side or the other rather than from the top down. I love this card depiction of the 6 of Cups. This is a card in the Waite-Smith that I really don't like. It just looks like a happy little card. 2 sisters maybe helping one another out. I had to think about this card for a while. It took me a while to realize that the bridge was up in the air. That, you know, the bridge was there, but, you know, they couldn't see it. It's a little odd for me because I don't really see this kind of thing in her other cards. The other cards seem very direct, like the bridge would be behind them or something. I don't know. 4 of Cups. Beautiful. 3 of Cups. Love that. Here the lovers, 2 lovers in the 2 of Cups, depicted by snakes, getting to know one another. And then there is our beautiful ace. Our King of Wands has a head of fire. I don't know if maybe he is creating the people from his palms, or there's our Queen holding her black cat. And the Knight, this Knight actually is just the horse with the salamander on his nose. in flames. I think it's a gorgeous image. And there's our page playing in the tree. Okay, our 10 is a elk or deer with something tangled in its horns. Definitely the idea of struggle. Our 9, the person is actually looking back rather than forward, as we see in many 9 of Wands. It's an interesting take. We often see birds in the 8 of Wands or other animals running. But here we have birds and a person running across the sky with the sun in the bottom. So pretty. Our 7, a very traditional image with an orangutan rather than a human. Gorgeous. Victory with the horse as the victor rather than a human. Love that. This is what I had to work with for a little while. The idea of the 2 flying insects dancing versus people dancing in the traditional image. I'm not 100% sure what type of flying insect this is. To me, it looks a little bit like a wasp or yellow jacket, but it could be bees. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Here is our 3 of Wands. This idea of the wands growing out of the hand coming from the ace, which we'll see in a moment. Here's our 2. A different image than the traditional Waite-Smith image, but gives us that same concept or idea. Here is that ace I was talking about. And now we are moving into our major arcana. In the major arcana, you'll see that some of them are very much like the Waite-Smith imagery, and some of them depart greatly. There is some racial diversity in this deck, though the people tend to be about the same size, and I don't see any disability represented really, but the fact that there is the variance in skin color is actually great. So in this deck, you'll notice that the angels have been replaced mostly by these all-seeing eyes, which I think is a great idea. It's really lovely. There's our sun. Oh, here's our moon. Here's our star. Star is one for me that has to be right for me to grab a deck. I wasn't sure about this star at first, but seeing it in person, I like it more than I did before. Yeah. Here is that tower again from our pen. Here's our devil. It's Temperance. Temperance is on the cover of the box. It was seen a lot during the campaign because it was used to promote the deck. Here in the Death card, we see an homage to the Waite-Smith image. Here's our Hanged Man. Again, a snake holding him into the tree. Here is Justice. It emphasizes a little bit more balance than the traditional legal justice that we often see depicted in the card, though we do have our sword and our scales there, so to speak. Here's our wheel. Hermit. I love the Hermit and how the face has the star over it. In Strength, our Leo card. The lion is actually holding the woman. There's our Chariot. A little bit more abstract version of the card than I've seen in some of her other cards. the Lovers. Here's those elephants again that I was talking about, and again the eye representing the one who is bringing them together, I guess, where we might see an angel or a cherub there above them in a traditional card. Here's a Hierophant. It's an interesting take. I think maybe that's supposed to be a little bit Egyptian, but I'm not 100% sure. I do like the owl as knowledge, so, and the teacher, so that works. Between the two pillars, and there are the people gaining wisdom and knowledge, so lovely image. Here's our Emperor. He has the Ankh, which is an important part of that card, and his orb. Here's our Empress, who appears to be expecting. I do like that depiction generally of the Empress. I like that she's holding a pomegranate, connecting her with the High Priestess, as those are both the feminine energy of the deck. And here is our High Priestess. I like the way that was depicted with the veil over her face versus the veil being behind her. So she is the one who knows, and she has the secrets which you would like to reveal. Here's our Magician. The Magician has the elements represented. I've found the cup and I found the pentacle down here, but I haven't found the sword or the wand yet. I'll keep looking for it. But that is her Magician. And here is the Fool. I just loved this Fool from the moment I saw it. I immediately thought of the Thoth deck, which has an alligator or crocodile at the bottom of it. And I liked the monkeys holding that kind of cosmic egg, trying to snatch it from the alligator. Or perhaps he's trying to feed the alligator. Both risky assessments. But yeah, I do love this image. And then finally, it came with a bonus card, which was just expected to be an art card, the Travelers. I actually am going to use this card in the deck. I worked with it for a bit the other day and drew some oracle cards to kind of gauge what I might use it for and how I might use it. And I've come up with a way that I want to use it for myself. I'm not going to tell you about that here because I want you to be able to decide for yourself if and how you want to use it in your deck. So this is the Curious Travels Tarot, again by Arozear. She is on YouTube and she is on Instagram with that name, and there will be a link in the description box which will take you to the website where some decks are still available. This deck has been picked up by US Games, so it should be coming out probably in 2022, though we don't have a date for it yet. Until next time, good journeys.